Mm. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Top of the morning. 30 like nerdy. What's poppin', party people? We in the building. Zeke Black is in the building. You know, it's a glorious day out here in the Midwest. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Um, what's poppino, yo, yo? Whew, 30 degrees out here. That's the landscape. It's what we're working with this morning. Boom, the arch. The arch is still here. You know what I'm saying? You know, the joyous parts of, St. Louis. They're building it up. A lot of things going on. So what's poppin', party people? Let me get it here. Yo, Nate Team Smoke was poppin'. Was jacking? Was poppin'? J.E. Moneybags was poppin'. You know what I'm saying? Well, you see where I'm at, boy. Woo! You see where I'm at. It's good air, baby. Nate Team Smoke was poppin'. We in the building. Hit them likes. Let's get the wolves in the building. We're taking this back to 86 and all that. You know what I'm saying? Ivan was poppino. Was poppino. Was poppin'. When I get a chance, check out the Death for the Cloud Chasers. He has Quinn was popping. Death the Cloud Chasers. We have me and Jazz O'Brim, OG Jazz O'Brim, from from that Bloodhound, that Jet. You know what I'm saying? That exclusive. We on it. You know what I'm saying? We're doing great. The numbers is doing great. The people are beginning to hear things. We also start talking about this 2000s. Now we in the 2000s. You know, there's 3-4 generations of blood in New York. Just to let you know, we hit the first generation. Now we in the second generation. The generation that these young boys really want to hear about now. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Everybody want to know everything, but this is a generation a lot of these young boys grew up under. Definitely, free the palate. So what's popping, party people? This show this morning is about the crack era and the Juice Crew All-Stars. And how it all played a part into hip-hop, to where hip-hop is at now. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Fly Tie. You know what I'm saying? Fly Tie put together, if you ever bought early Juice Crew albums, they was under prison, Cold Chill in prison. They basically got had their first real good independent, because prison was like back then, it was like a Profile Records when it came to independent music, but they was playing like, rock, some freestyle, some house music, whatever the case may be. So check it, it's popping, party people. We here in the building. We here, you see it, you see the arch, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Going into the era, it's a crack era. A lot of money was being made. What was going on back then was Word Up magazine, Right On. Those were like the magazines to get in that era. There wasn't no Source shit. There was no XXL. Those were the premier hip-hop magazines. The two hip-hop stations in New York that set the trends off was WBLS and Kiss FM. To give you a brief history, a lot of people don't even know this, but Rakim had one of the first hip-hop commercials in the 80s. So appreciate that, Ivan. Yeah, Jet Magazine, yeah. Yeah. But we talking about back then. Back then. They was really focused. They was covering the New York hip hop scene, from the Dapper Dan to the rap videos to and then all the R&B stuff. But getting into just getting into the feeling of this hip hop stuff, right? Rakim had a song, You Got Soul. That was a club banger. You Got Soul back in the days on Kiss FM and certain radio stations, they had a commercial. I Got Gold. So that actually became a jingle. So I don't know who got a check for that, but that was definitely in the 80s. Shout out to ever being Rakim. Now, taking it back to the Juice Crew All-Stars, crack era. We talk about Queensbridge Projects, the 40 buses, Burning That Posse, and then you got Power Play Studios around the corner. The Juice Crew All-Star originated out of the Bronx. Rest in peace, Mr. Magic, Sir Juice. Sir Juice was a premier DJ at the Club Fever with Sal Albertino, with Big Sal. In the Bronx. Shout out to the Boogie Down Bronx. Whew. You know the Starskis. You know what I'm saying? That's right. It's a fact. It's a fact. Mr. Magic, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's on HBI. It's a fact. This is hip hop, worldwide hip hop that people don't even know. Mr. Magic has an idea with Sal, because back then it was disco music that was getting a lot of play. Hip hop was super underground, and freestyle and house, that was the movement in the clubs. And some rosters. No, Jamaican music is international, so it was here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bob Marley and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Your man, they have an idea. They wanted to put some music on the radio. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. They want to put music on the radio. Hit them like something. Get some wolves in the building. They want to put some music on the radio. Which, that music was disco and some house music. No, and freestyle, because freestyle was real big. Still is real big. International sport. So Mr. Magic has this great idea. Boom, he puts it together. And they on WHBI. WHBI is you pay for your own commercials, but you get a slot. So it worked. Boom. Mr. Magic played the first. So basically, Mr. Magic played the first hip hop record ever to be played in hip hop in the world when he broke Melly Mel freestyling in 1979 on WHBI. That's the first rapper to ever rap over the radio. Melly Mel. Furious 5. Thanks to Mr. Magic. Now the guy used to be with Mr. Magic was DJ Marley Marl. That was his DJ. Marley Marl from Queensbridge. Shout out to Cosmic Kev. You know, Philadelphia's in the building. Shout out to Cosmic Kev because you know, we got to salute Philadelphia, because Philadelphia was breaking a lot of New York records. Like when Marley Marl broke the Shantae, you know, they broke that record. Also Roxanne. Oh, yes, a fact. It's a fact. Yes, that's a fact. You got it. And Cosmic Kev was playing that hip hop in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember when Coogee Rap was big in the clubs. Because now the first hip hop, definitely shout out to QB. The first. So from WHBI, they went to BLS. BLS gave hip hop WBLS gave hip hop its first chance. They opened the first door. It was a Mr. Magic rap attack, and the DJ in the house was Marley Marl. And the host was no Sir Juice, Mr. Magic, may he rest in peace. And that's when the original Juice Crew All-Stars was dudes out the Bronx. And that's when Marley Marl started incorporating Queensbridge, Queens rappers with the Juice Crew All-Stars. Talking about early Juice Crew records. So we were talking about Martin Sante, early Bismarck Shantae records. We're talking about early MC Shan records. But the song that, other than Roxanne, because Roxanne is their first hit. The first hit came out the Juice Crew All-Stars. Hit them like buttons up, man. Let's get some people in the building. The first hit to come out of the Juice was, Roxanne. That's the one that blew. That took off. Then a guy named MC Shandy makes a song called The Bridge. It's a fact, that's a fact, you know what I'm saying? And then they make a song called The Bridge. And The Bridge was just basically, by this time, the Juice Crew All-Star They got some hits out there. They got Bismarck tracks out there. They got Sante tracks out there. Shan makes the bridge. That's right. We're going to the bridge. We're going to the bridge. Shout out to my man Frito. You know what I'm saying? Molly Mar nephew. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Frito. You know what I'm saying? We in the building, man. Bam. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, it's cold out here. And one of the biggest things, right, was he made a song that was basically talking about Queensbridge, and it was like an intro song. Like it wasn't nothing that nobody seemed to be big, but by this time, Red Alert, he's on Kiss FM, him missing him, Chuck Chill Out, they rocking on that side. But it wasn't about a Queens and Bronx thing. It was a situation where Mr. Magic, definitely shout out to East 32nd Street. It was a situation where Mr. Magic just disrespected Kevis One and Scott LaRock, may he rest in peace. And that's what made them go back and make that song South Bronx. Now when they made South Bronx, that was Come at the Bridge. And you know how the wordplay came. They controlled the narrative. They tried to make it sound like MC Shan was saying that hip-hop started in the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So it worked. But the reason why, at that point in time, why it worked, Tashonda was popping. The reason why it worked was because at that point in time, the South Bronx was a powerful economic base. It was a smart move, but I don't know who idea it was. I don't know if it was Scott LaRock's idea, rest in peace. I don't know if it was Paris One's idea. But at that point in time, when you mentioned the South Bronx, you was not talking about University. You wasn't talking about the Grand Concourse. You wasn't talking about Either War Projects. You wasn't talking about Co-op City. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't talking about that. They was talking about Cypress Avenue, 141, Brook Ave, Jackson Ave. You know what I'm saying? Boom, Hunts Point. You're talking about those sections. As far as Forest, you know what I'm saying? It was talking about Patterson, Millbank. All that's really the South Bronx. Casanovas all over. If you know the Bronx, you know Bronx history, there was a lot of Casanovas in the South Bronx. When you cross that 3rd Ave bridge, that's what you call the South Bronx. When you go to 3rd Ave and go shopping, Jackson, you know what I'm saying? That's the South Bronx. When you go to St. Mary's Park in the Bronx, that's South Bronx. Yes, G'd up. Patterson, the Betances, Mount Haven, that's the South Bronx. So think about this. Crack era, talking about the crack era in hip hop, right? Those are the guys that was getting all the money, but all of them wasn't selling crack. There was a lot of dope money over here. So these were the guys that, yes, Southern Boulevard, yes. These were the guys that was going to these clubs. This is the Boy George era. This is the Boy George era. This is the Pure Terror era. This is the Pistol Pete from yes, the Webster Projects. Yes, you know that 169, 163. All that's the South Bronx. So now you got all the money cats. They was in tune with, that was their anthem. That was the anthem. When you went to Roseland, and you see them Puerto Ricans, South Bronx, South Bronx. These are the money cats. So of course it created a movement. That became the anthem. When these dudes went to the Latin quarters, 1,000 deep with the Puerto Ricans, it was the money cats. So dudes, even though Brooklyn cats were snatching chains and snatching bamboo earrings, people was attracted to the money cats. It was coming through with bracelets and crowns on their heads. And it was crazy. And that was their like anthem, South Bronx. WW, Willie, what's poppin'? Hit that like button, let's get that history on. I remember, because that was the joint, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a fact, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So when they said South Bronx, they wasn't talking about Soundview and all that. But even though it was crazy in Soundview, you know what I'm saying? Because Soundview, you can't really, you could call it the South Bronx, but it's not really well, it depends how you say, because Soundview is a little, you know what I'm saying? Bronxdale, Bronx River, borderline South Bronx. You know what? That could be considered South Bronx, Bronx River area, Bronx River Projects, Bronxdale, Soundview Projects, you know, Monroe, Murder Ave, and all that. I never considered that the South Bronx though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's more uptown, like East Side, like that. That's more uptown to me. You know what I'm saying? So when Taylor Swift made South Bronx, it worked because the dudes that was getting all the money, they made that their anthem. So now, not just in the clubs, you also had, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Not just in the club, but in the big cars. We talk about back then, the crack era, the dope era, right? We talk about the big cars that was out, the M3s and all that, the M3s, the Suzuki Sidekicks. You had South Bronx, South Bronx, the Sterlings back then, the big Sterlings. Crack era. You talking about this came with the fashion, you know what I'm saying? So it worked. KRS-One wound up getting a momentum from that. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, this is when the hip hop was only being played 2 days a week, Friday, Saturday. And the only way we got hip hop every day, that be shout out to Eat Award. You know what I'm saying? The only way you got hip hop every day is if you watch Video Music Box. You know what I'm saying? And this is when this is you know what I'm saying? When you watch Video Music Box. They have variety show like the Ron Alexander show. They would have certain rappers that became famous. They did a lot of these first showcases on the Ron Alexander show and a girl named Goldie Hot Tracks. They're talking about the public access channels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. WHBI. You know the station that Stretch Armstrong was on. You know what I'm saying? Stretch Armstrong, Barbito, Teddy Ted, and the other guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But all that came later. Yeah, in Barbito. Yep, Stretch and Barbito. You know what I'm saying? But back then, in the beginning, we're talking about we're talking about second generation hip hop now. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 89.9. Boom, there it is. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about now we're talking about second generation hip hop, beginning of the golden era, South Bronx, Queens. Now the thing that was crazy with this, right? On BLS. The first time I ever heard Pete Rock and CeeLo Smooth was on BLS. Pete Rock was killing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was killing the 1 and 2s. Crack era, we would leave the block, listen to this stuff. Craig G used to do a lot of freestyling on BLS. He was doing a lot of freestyles. You know what I'm saying? He was like the young, at that time, he's one of the youngest members of the Juice. There was no Kane around there. Kane wasn't around. Kane was around, but I think he was ghostwriting back then. He wasn't on the mic yet. He was basically ghostwriting for like Shantae and the rest of them. Now check this out. What does it sound? Right now, Shan had some good songs on Down by Law, the album. You know what I'm saying? Like Left Me Lonely, and Bismarck was rocking, and the KRS-One, man. Yep. DJ Chili Q, Carl Kent and Kevy Kev. Facts. Yep, that's a fact. That's when what you just said right there. That's when Marty Moore had the Marty Moore in control. The youngest in charge was DJ Chili Q. Yo, Domo was popping. Hit the like button, man. Come get this history lesson with this hip hop. This is all crack over. This is where we wearing snorkels. We wasn't wearing 40s yet. We was wearing the chuckers and good shirts and good jeans, and it was $1 million on the street. TNT was losing their mind. Now we're in the hip hop era now. This is when Prince was losing his mind out there in South Jamaica, Queens. This is when Prince had the Cream Team and he was losing his mind. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a whole nother era now. We're talking about when crack became that crack was the economy. Dope was still out, but we're talking about the crack era. We're talking about when Boy George and them had a great run, and Bob Lemon and them, and the game hats and all that stuff. So check it. Like I'm saying, for y'all that don't know, no, hold on one second. Yeah. Now, definitely Purple City. Shout out to Purple City. That's right. My man KC and them. That's a fact. Shout out to everybody at Channel Towers, Wagner Projects. Being a cracker, listen. That back in my hood, in my in my hood back then, we had yeah, I'm about to get there. I'm about to get there. We about to get there, Jack. We about to get there, baby. So now there's a competitive radio war now, because now because exactly exactly. Rest in peace, Daddy. Rest in peace, Puerto Rican the heck. Rest in peace, Baby Maine. That's all uptown. You already know Down Boys and all that. Cigar Mob, East Harlem, El Barrio. Salute to the whole East Side. Know what I'm saying? Definitely uptown up there. Know what I'm saying? I have to be back then, crack era. That era, I used to be on 122nd Street in Lex with Lefty, Steve O and all of them. Know what I'm saying? My nigga Rock City, he home. Rock home. You know what I'm saying? Rock City from Jeff. Yeah, that's fam. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Mel. You be knowing, homie. You know El Barry in the building, man. Salute. You know what I'm saying? You in the building. Buck be knowing, man. Buck be knowing. Shout out to the chat. Jacob Johnson, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? We here. We here. What's poppin'? Hit that like button in. Let's get the people in the building. This is when Mr. G's was popping. Buck be knowing. Mr. G's was popping. That was our spot, Mr. G's. That was our spot. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, man. So now we go into the station versus station. It seemed that way. So no, Marley wasn't playing too much of what they was playing in the Bronx, on Red Alert side, you could say. But in the mix of this, great records was being produced. Like Red Alert he was pushing the Jungle Brothers. That was a great project. The Jungle Brothers, Welcome to the Jungle, the JBs and all that. That was great. That was great for hip hop. That helped create what was known as the Native Tongue Movement. That's what helped create. That's when, rest in peace, Chris Lady and his family and his team used to carry records for Red Alert. Those were the violators before it became violator management. Before he started getting people. You know what I'm saying? Before Chris Lady started plugging people into Exactly, Quinn. Those are the guys that was basically carrying his records. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. This is a fact. So now Marley Marl, he had back then, he had, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Back then he had it was crazy because it was all radio beef. It was a hip hop radio beef. That's all it was. It was certain records was getting played. Now the thing that was crazy is that, and let's be clear, Red Alert, when he was pushing that KRS-One joint, that was the original Bad Boy Records. Independent. It was independent B-Boy Records. Let's be clear. When they produced that record, South Bronx and the first Criminal Minded, that was produced, and a lot of people that was involved with that was the great B.O., rest in peace, the one, no, rest in peace, hard song, B.O. from Zulu Nation was a part of that project. Said G from Ultra Magnetic was a part of that project because he was the producer. And he had a studio in his crib, you know what I'm saying? Ultra Magnetics at that time, we considered them, at that time, crack era, hip hop. Ultra Magnetic MCs was compared to, they was a rap group. They were what you would call Cool Keith and them was like they had a movement. They was like the Wu-Tang Clan of back then. They was doing all the clubs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Word to mother. That's like one of the big rap groups back then. They was doing Palladiums. They was doing the Roxys. You know, talking about second generation hip hop. The album went great on Next Plateau, also Magnetic and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is hip hop. I'm telling you, mind you, this is hip hop. This is the radio war. So it just wasn't Kaila's one coming at them. People start to make good music. You know what I'm saying? And so Shan had Left Me Lonely. He had Down by Law, Kill That Noise, Jane, Crazy Thing. So everybody's focusing on MC Shan right now. I don't know why, but the world is watching Shan. Exactly, it's a fact. The world is watching MC Shan. What's his response? Now, KRS-One, when it was crazy, Juice Crew All-Stars is a classic. So now there's a buzz now because now we're going from station to station to hear responses. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first generation, second generation of hip hop. Prison was still under independent label. Shout out to Fly Tie, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is before they got the Warner deal and the rest is history. This is before KRS-One got the Jive Records deal, the rest is history. This is all under independent entities, you know what I'm saying? This was all, you know what I'm saying? So, your man, so now, in the mix of this, your man, KRS-One, right? We give me what the town was looking like. You still had the Boy Georges in the street. You still had KC. On the east side of Harlem, we had DJ Double R, G-Bo the Pro. West side, you know, Boosie B before he caught his case. Kid Capri, DJ Hollywood. It was a different type of time then, you know what I'm saying? Suzuki Sidekicks, Dapper Dan, Mark 125. You wasn't even thinking about Queens yet. Nobody, if you was going to Queens, the Shirt Kings, because you knew somebody in Queens. Or you went to school in Queens. You wasn't even going that far. You know what I'm saying? But it was the Decepticon era of New York City. It was still the Decept era. The Decept was losing their mind downtown. So now it's going back to the story. MC Sam throws a song out there called The Bridge Is Over. This song, right now, if we were talking about now, Bridge Is Over, KRS-One, you know what I'm saying? KRS-One, that song will be compared to that New York song that Jay-Z made. That's how viral that song was. This is when it wasn't radio stations all over the place. The only people that was playing hip hop, other than those two stations, for at least an hour, was college stations. There wasn't really no other commercial stations playing hip hop across the country. But you definitely got, like I know from going to upstate New York, I know about Double Up RPI, I know about DJ Toast, he was good with the hip hop movement. I know about Precious J, Sylvester Stevens and them. They was good with the hip hop movement. My cousin DJ Passion, you know, Sir Juice, Sir Smooth, they was with the hip hop movement. There's a guy named DJ Mercury, part of the hip hop movement for college radio stations. It was that's the name of a few. They was pushing it upstate New York. College radio was pushing hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But there wasn't too many commercial stations that was really playing hip hop 5 days a week. So to get that, a lot of guys had to really buy records. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, SNS and Doo-Wop, all that, boom. Shout out to DJ SNS, man. Everybody on Convent, shout out to my man Marshall from 126 Convent Avenue, yo, you know what I'm saying? Boogie and all up from Manhattanville. DJ Double R, G-Bo the Pro. We in the building, man. CJ Chillwood from the east side for he caught his case, Ron G. That's right, it's heavy. This is the era. This is what came out of all this. So now he defeats MC Shan mentally. So now he makes The Bridge Is Over. Now, mind you, Juice Crew All-Star Hip Hop. I'm not gonna lie to you, for some reason the Puerto Ricans love Coogee rap. You could go to a house party, this is no lie, a house party, Channel Towers, and they'll play 2 hip-hop songs back then. And one of the hip-hop songs they would play is It's a Demo. You know what I'm saying? Coogee rap. It's a Demo was a big song in the Latin quarter, in the Latin generation. You know what I'm saying? Hell yes, you know what I'm saying? Facts, you know what I'm saying? So when son, so when what's the guy name? Definitely shout out to Queensbridge Mall, you know what I'm saying? So now son, because a lot of us only knew about Queens because of hip hop. A lot of dudes, like I said, we didn't go to school in Queens, or you ain't know nobody in Queensbridge. Like me, the first time I ever been in Queensbridge, it was 1987. Frito brought me there. Frito from Astoria Projects, but that was Marty Marr's nephew. You know what I'm saying? That is Marty Marr's nephew. So when he brought me to Queensbridge, LIC was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? That high school was losing their mind. You know what I'm saying? And when I went there, they had the 40 buses in the projects and everything else that was going on. That Mobb Deep eventually wound up rapping about, and them other guys. You know what I'm saying? Free Sherm the Worm and all of them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get there. Let's get to the part of people we here. Golden Era hip hop. We in the golden era, right? Because now, because this is see. So the drug game helped progress hip hop because a lot of the players that was getting money would blast hip hop in their cars all day. So it became a culture. It became a culture. It became a major, big culture. So now we're talking about, we're talking about a time when all we had was the radio and, video music box. Now we're going into, you know what I'm saying, G-Rap. So now when they made The Bridge Is Over, I remember, right? I'm in the crib because I'm crushed. I was an MC Shan fan. I actually bought Down by Law, the album. I was crushed. KRS One threw a great album out there, though. Criminal Minded is a great album. Criminal Minded, the song is a dope song. South Bronx is a dope song. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope song. Bitches over, you know what I'm saying? The P is free, but the crack costs money is a dope song. You know what I'm saying? It was a dope album. Then, No Shan had a dope album. But then, some things happened, transpired. Now, I ain't gonna front, Roxanne Shante did have a response to The Bridge Is Over. She made a song, you know what I'm saying? She made a song, Have a Nice Day. But the reason why they pushed the song back is because Scott LaRock passed away. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because he passed away, so out of respect for Scott LaRock and his family, they didn't want to put no more diss records out towards that side because he was a part of that BDP movement. Now, back to G-Rap. So now one day I'm in the crib, I'm crushed. Bismarck had a dope album, but Bismarck album was different. Bismarck wasn't into the diss track, so he had good music. Nobody beat the Biz and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is something for the radio, picking boogers, the vapors. So Bismarck was on a whole nother lane. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was crazy on that mic. And then one day I'm listening, and Marty Marr like, yo, that's just Marty Marr, something happened with Mr. Magic. He's not there. So now they're doing the Marty Marr and Control show. And he played a song called Men at Work. Men at Work, Coogee Rap. Classical song. Men at Work. And then he played another song called Poison. So now he in these new bangers. Remember, the last time we heard from G-Rap, he had Rhyme Time, Rikers Island, and It's a Demo. Now we're hearing Whoop. And a lot of people don't know that song Poison, he actually sampled his voice in that actual song from Belle Biv DeVoe. And if you watch the video, he's actually in the video Poison. So, Golden Era, Juice Crew, All-Stars with the culture. Then, out of nowhere, because Kane been around, so now Marley's got the bangers going now. Now it's banging season. We got to put the bangers out. He puts out, hold on a second. Yeah, so so Marley Marl. So now he puts a song out. Now they said came in and put a song out before that, but we didn't listen to that. He makes a song with Marley Marl, Bismarck, Crack Era, Big Daddy Kane. Remember, Big Daddy Kane was in the Vapors video. Me and the Biz. I went to school the next day, and then they played Me and the Biz. Cause that's because see back in the days, high school was like our newsletter. Definitely Brandon, no doubt, Brandon. Salute to Brandon in the building. So now, back then, because everybody lived in different communities back then. So if I went to Norman Thomas, I went to school with people from the Bronx, South Bronx, North Bronx, Queens, Long Island. So in school, we would go over hip hop notes over the weekend. Yo, you seen this? Because this is really before your MTV Raps took off. You know what I'm saying? We would compare hip hop notes. Yo, you heard that thing with Kane, with Biz? It was crazy. So now, that's a fact. He produced that whole album. He saved LL Cool J's career. He saved LL Cool J's career. Walking with a Panther, he needed, you know what I'm saying? With a different type of energy, a different type of time. Off a remix called Jingling Baby. Jingling Baby was a song on Walking with the Panther. Marley Marl made a remix and turned the remix into a 5 platinum album. Polly Moore records, singles, plus a couple of Grammys. Shout out to DJ Marley Marl. Mind you, at one point in time, they was taking shots at LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? To my beat biter and all that. You know what I'm saying? So now we back at it. So now, the Puerto Ricans loved It's a Demo. Boy George and them loved it in the clubs, Roseland, Red Parrot, Club Zanzibar, all the clubs that they're talking about the grown sexy joints, when you had to throw some shoes on, some good slacks. You couldn't wear Old Spice in the club. You had to be fashionable. You had to spend some money. Because everybody wasn't from the block, but it was the block mentality. They would play It's a Demo. Shout out to Little Louis Vega. He was big on that scene downtown. You know what I'm saying? He played, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You had to step your game up. You couldn't wear Zipskin Musk. You couldn't wear all that. You had to actually go spend some money and kept a boot on, you know what I'm saying, going to the spots now. Because now the bosses started separating themselves from the hole-in-the-wall spots, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The generations changed, the music changed. Like I told you, the Puerto Ricans was on the Coogee Rap before. They was like the Puerto Ricans, the money catch was on to Coogee Rap, because that's what you would hear in the cars all day. You know what I'm saying? They come through with the Sterlings, the white Golfs, the Vans, the Porsches, and they would play It's a Demo, you know what I'm saying? That was a classic. Shout out to Coogee Rap, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now, we talking about the era. We in the era, party people. Y'all choose to want to donate, you can donate. It's in the link in the description. Y'all can do that if y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to G-Rap. You know what I'm saying? Rhyme Time was dope. Because of Coogee Rap, a lot of y'all know about Rikers Island. I never been to Rikers Island. Because when people heard that song, C-74, Adolescents at War, he was just like, because the only way you knew about jail is if you went to Spofford. You know what I'm saying? Or Highland, or Tryon, or Cap Cash, to name a few. There's a bunch of DFY spots. I just named a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We talking to an era, because we talk about the lean era in hip hop. We talk about the perk era. Let's talk about the only difference then was you couldn't smoke crack and be a rapper. That wasn't cool. That wasn't an end thing. You couldn't smoke wools and get away with being a rapper. Like, we used to judge dudes. I ain't gonna front. That's what happened to MC Shan's career was. KRS One called MC Shan a crackhead, and that's all everybody heard. And we started to judge MC Shan, but I love it. I love you more than anything else in this world. With some sugar. Back to the lab. You know what I'm saying? So, your man, so basically your man, so now basically, to my hip hop crack over, because you couldn't, I'm telling you, KRS-One said the nigga was smoking, yo, KRS-One said that dude was smoking crack, and it was like, but Sam made a comeback though. MC Snow was a comeback. We gotta say MC Shan made a comeback with MC Snow. Shout out to MC Shan though. Shout out to MC Shan. He made a comeback. He made a comeback. He made a comeback, but after KRS-One called on type of crackheads, nobody wanted to listen to Shan no more. Cause all you heard was I'm gonna tell you how bad hip hop was. Dudes was asking dudes from Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying? Why? Yo, does he really smoke crack? That's how bad it was. I remember I went to school, a Italian kid named Troy. He had big dookie chains. He was the Dapper Dan. He was from Queensbridge or that area. So I guess he was messing with some dudes in the bridge, and he would tell us, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So now, I'm sitting one day listening to Kiss FM, rest in peace, Scott the Rock. And I'm listening. Yeah, self-destruction. Shout out to BDP possibly putting that together. Definitely shout out to the cats that made the same game in California. Classic G-Rap first. Then, Golden Never, Juice Crew All-Stars, Hip Hop, classics, you know what I'm saying? But we can't talk about Juice Crew and not mention the crack era and not mention Debbie and Public Enemy was all into this because Red Alert was busting the record. There were certain records that both stations played no matter the beef. Like they played PE. That was my joint. Rebel Rider Pause was a classic joint. Both stations played that. Turn it up, killing on dope on the rope, or you treated like dope on the rope. That was dope. Like Chuck D was like he got love on all hip hop stations. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Chuck D, that was real. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Both stations was playing their records. Salute Iron Man was Papino. So now, I'm chilling. In the lab. Domo was in the building. Yo, Frank was popping. We here. This is where we at. We cracked over. Hip hop. Fight the Power. Fight the Power was dope. Dope record. So now, Kane makes Raw, and this changed the game. Big Daddy Kane makes Raw. When he makes Raw, it was $1 million crack spots in East Harlem, on the east side. Volvos was big, like the one that Rich Porter had in Paid in Full. Sterling's was big, the White Goss was big. He made Raw. And the first time I heard Raw was on Kiss FM. Red Alert broke that record on Kiss FM. He ain't break the record, but he played it on Kiss. When he played that record on Kiss FM, that ended the beef radio-wise. That's when we was calling Kane the Prince of Hip-Hop, Prince of New York. He was the Prince of New York hip-hop. After Raw, he made Ain't No Half-Stepping. From what we was listening to, I don't know what everybody, we was listening to that. He made Raw, because remember, high school back then, we would sit around and go through our hip-hop notes. Yo, you heard that Juice Crew All-Star joint? Boom, boom, boom. That's how I first heard about Tragedy. Because they made a song called Juice Crew All-Stars and Marlon Moore would play it. And then that's what they call him Little Percy. And he was the youngest, at that point in time, Tragedy, before he was Tragedy, was like the youngest rapper. And the way he was spitting was crazy. The way that Tragedy was spitting was crazy. So I'm give you we would compare hip-hop notes. And when you sit with 10 dudes at the lunch table and you're speaking about hip-hop notes, Kane was like, yo, that Kane joint is hard. Yo, Kane is hard. He's the hardest dude in the Juice. Him and G-Rap. That's what dudes was doing. We were sitting in the room. And remember, in high school is where it brought people together. Because I might be from, like me, I'm from East Harlem. But I might take my lunch with, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know what I'm saying? This I'm beginning to an era. Because crack era and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So we kick it, you know what I'm saying? He was, he killed it. He made Ain't No Half Stepping, and we was stuck. Now, the part that's even crazier, right, party people? Now, the Jungle Brothers is blowing up. They got a song called the Jimbrowski. Jimbrowski, that's what it is. Word up. Gotta get it into you. That song was popping. The war's over now. We're not talking about we're not talking about because basically, KRS-One basically won the war. You know what I'm saying? He won that. He did win the war. But now Red Alert is still throwing music out there though. He's still breaking great records. So cause now BLS they got the Kane, and they killing them right now. They got Kane, they got this is like second generation hip hop, golden era, crack era. Jordans, it was like the Jordan, it was a Michael Jordan era. Everything was Jordans. People were still dying in Brooklyn over Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Gucci. Shout out to Southside Queens. I'm pretty sure people were going to the Coliseum, getting those, you know what I'm saying? Word Up magazine was popping, Right On magazine was popping. Crack over. The magazine joints. And then, KRS-One got a record deal. Facts. My Melody's a classic. Peace to the Gods and Earths. KRS-One is one of the first rappers to ever drop science in hip hop. They really dropped science. One of the first ones that did it great. Rakim, Peace to the Gods and Earths. He made those records with MC Shan and Marley Marl. Every Beat for President and My Melody. You know what I'm saying? Yep. King Just. Shout out to King Just. King's son was going to jump him one day because he was upset about the bootleg. You remember when that was major bootleg tapes and he was trying to tell something? Me and my man, we was on the Lower East Side. He started talking crazy. We young boys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends went to Seward Park High School. That's what I'm saying. Seward Park High School was a zone school on the low. For those that don't know, Seward Park High School is a zone school for those that live on the Lower East Side. Like the Avenue D's, like where True Life is from, Smith Projects, Baruch, Rios. That's their zone. And dudes on my block in East Harlem, just like 5 of them went to Seward Park. So we would meet up down there by the LaGuardia Projects and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Clever C. That's why I wanted to be a rapper. It was crazy back then. That's why Chill Will went to jail, I believe, from the East Side, because I think somebody was bootlegging his joint. He had to put some work in. You know what I'm saying? Dudes was flipping on them bootleg dudes because it was affecting people's radio sales. I know it affected King Son. I remember they had King Son on 2020, and he flipped over somebody's table. You know what I'm saying? This is when, if you know about East Houston, listen, party people. East Houston, where Cats is at, the Lower East Side, those side blocks was crack blocks. Crack and dope blocks, right by the FDR. Before you even got to the projects. What you're seeing, $1 million buildings and apartments over there now, wasn't like that in the crack era. Because that's where Def Jam was at, on Elizabeth Street, down there somewhere. Facts. Shout out to hip hop. Shout out to Def Jam Records, Uptown Records, Next Plateau. You know what I'm saying? This is when this is when a bunch of cats from Fort Greene Projects was running around Fulton Street in the Albert Square Mall, picking and digging. You know what I'm saying? Facts. They wasn't even Decepticons or lowlifes. They was just on the official vacation. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We in the building, man. Facts. I'm bringing you to that to whatever, party people. I'm bringing you to whatever to the best of my abilities. You know what I'm saying? So now, KRS-One gets a deal. Because we can't talk about one without talking about the other and all the elements that was there. So now KRS, yeah, Pitch Street was crazy. So now KRS went to get your record there, Jive Records. He makes a high end record. I mean, Jive Records. To let you know some history, they signed Kumo D. Kumo D had a platinum album. Wild Wild West. Go See the Doctor and all that other stuff. Shout out to Teddy Riley. He's a part of that project. Harlem in the building. Rooftop back in the days. You know, shout out to the Classical 2, one of the thirds you heard. You know what I'm saying? Um, I told you, it's about the dirt. New York hip hop. Classic New York hip hop. So now KRS One makes this song. My Philosophy. So now we're going to school now. We at the top. We all at the lunch table. Remember those cookies? Remember the brown cookies? Because we wouldn't eat the school lunch because in high school, if we ate the school lunch, we was considered poor for some stupid reason. So we would spend our little $5 get us a juice and some cookies. Remember them brown cookies? The hard cookies, the school cookies. So now we going over notes at the table. We playing Tweet Lily and all this stuff. I'm telling you, bro, high school was popping. I was having fun in high school. Special Death, we playing Tweet Lily and all this crazy stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy, brother. Exactly, brother. Buttercrunch, you already know, bro. Girls at the corner playing Tweet Lily and all Tweet Lily. That's why you know who was popular, who wasn't popular in high school ever. So now we at the table, got the whole table, the crew from Brooklyn coming Queens. And yo, I swear to God, yo, we all black. Why? Because KS1 said we're black. This is the effect that hip hop had on us. We also at the table like we're all black. Why? Because KS1 said we're black. And that's the reason what made us start reading books about Malcolm X, Malcolm Luther King. This is what made us read books about Africa because when KS1 said, we're not black, I'm not black or green, I'm brown, from the Boogie Down Productions, of course. That album cover, by all means necessary, made a lot of cats read up on Malcolm X. Rest in peace to the great Malcolm X. A lot of dudes that wasn't paying no mind, that was selling crack hard, started reading books, started acquiring knowledge, self, because of a song called My Philosophy. Shout out to KRS. This is the effect that he had on us in a tough time where the temptation of robbing and stealing and selling crack was in effect. That's when Brooklyn dudes was going to Midtown. That's when a lot of projects in Brooklyn, East New York, Cypress projects, pink houses. I'm going to tell you what's crazy. When you hear how these dudes go to war with each other in Brooklyn, it bugs me out because these guys would all catch trains together to go to Midtown and book mad cats. But then in their hood, they really got that project versus project, like Cypress projects. One half versus the other half. That war been going on for decades. But they all had one thing in common. Let's hop on a train, go to Midtown, lose our mind. That's why a lot of dudes wasn't going to Midtown. You know what I'm saying? Going to the scales, as they say. We going to the scales. You know what I'm saying? That was the lingo back then. We going to the scales. That wasn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that whole Brownsville, Brooklyn section. You know, Cypress projects, pink houses. You know what I'm saying? Linden, Fairfield, Boulevard houses. New lots, Miller Ave. Just talk about it, man. Private houses. Brownsville, you know what I'm saying? Children projects. This is all crack. This is all part of this hip hop generation. Riverdale, Marcus Garvey Village when there was a million Jamaicans on that side. Bammers. To my hip hop party people, the ever crack era, and in the Linden Plaza. So when you watch people pages like Tell 'em Blanco Central, he's showing you the generation in the era. The Wild Bunch, Gandhi and all of them. Donnie and all of them, you know what I'm saying? Bergen, Dean, Saratoga. You know what I'm saying? Ceflo, Gilmore, that's a fact. Howard Houses, Van Dyke. Shout out to my ABG cats, Killer Kato for Van Dyke, you know what I'm saying? This is all hip hop. This is all, and over there you had a lot. But on that end you had a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of rude boys, a lot of shower posse. That Crown Heights, a lot of shower posse and Jamaican posses. This is still the crack ever. KRS-One, BDP, boom, boom, boom. So now check it. KRS-One makes a song. It goes boom. It works. Then he makes another song called the Jimmy, the J, the I, the M, the M. Now, crazy as it sounds, that song blew because remember, the Jungle Brothers already made Jimbrowski. So now that was like the song behind Jimbrowski. So that was a club banger. So now we went from learning about Black history to wearing Jimmy hats. Yo, what's a Jimmy? A condom. Dudes even know what a Jimmy was until they said, yo, KRS-One said, where's Jimmy hat? Because at that point in time, AIDS was bad in the streets. It was bad. And it's still bad, but it was really disgusting in the streets of New York. And these was our CNNs. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Magic Johnson, bro. Because when Magic Johnson said he had AIDS, he made a lot of African Americans get themselves checked out to see if they had AIDS. He was able to inform us because at one point in time we only believed that the only way you could get AIDS, HIV. I'm gonna say AIDS. HIV was through a blood transfusion or being to extracurricular activities. Magic Johnson educated on us that you could get HIV other ways. You know what I'm saying? He made us more conscious of the disease. Hip hop, crack cover, Magic Johnson. Shout out to Magic. You know what I'm saying? Great man. Let's hit them likes up, party people. We here. So now, KRS-One's having a good run. Album doing great. Now Marley Marl, boom. We got Marley. Marley got the Big Daddy Kane album out. It's doing great. Marley Marl does a concert. The album's doing so great. Now Marley Marl, he gets the record deal with Warner Brothers. So what he does is, one of the first tracks he put out on Warner Brothers is a group track. For those that don't know, Marley Marl signed Kid Capri to Coachella Records. And at one point in time, Kid Capri was on BLS, but he was touring with the Digging and Crates crews, and everything. This is what helped hip hop get to where it was at, on a higher level. Because the only hip hop that is playing on the radio was Tone Loc, Wild Thing. They was playing songs like that. They was playing, Tone Loc, Wild Thing. The only time you heard hip hop is either on Wendy Williams' Make It or Break It, or on the weekends. Commercial in the daytime, Wild Thing, no Young MC. They wasn't playing none of the hip hop you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Then they make symphony. I don't care who's first or who last. That was a rap. Coogee Rap killed that verse. He slaughtered that verse. So now the buzz, KRS-One is popping, but now the buzz is in Queens now. He does symphony. Kane album's out already. I think it went gold, the close to gold. It was a good buzz, crack ever. All the dealers is playing it. At that time, you went to a house party, they actually played Big Daddy Kane. Exactly. No, they did play one of them songs. They played Big Daddy Kane and Teddy Riley's song, I Work. I Get the Job Done, I Work. They played that in rotation, or at least on the top 10. That top 10, you would hear that, I Work, baby, I Work. This is what I'm saying. This is when I was running around West Harlem. I'm telling you what I was doing with the temperature. This is when you would see Red Alert by 112th Street and all that. This is when you would see DJ Red Alert in the hood walking around. I was running with Kato from Harlem, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kato. Shout out to Group Home Posse and all that. You know what I'm saying? West Side. You know what I'm saying? And then, Symphony was crazy. The beat was insane. He killed him. Marty killed him with that one. I don't care who's first or who's last. Remember, that was on the In Control album. He had other good songs in it, like Duck Alert by Craig G, Live Motivator by Tragedy. But that song right there stood out. That song right there brought, that song right there brought the juice out. The juice, that song right there brought the juice out. Let's get some people in here, man. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say it, but if I want to, I'm saying, hit the like button. The people want to hear this hip hop stuff. What's Popino? Boss Dog, what's Popino? You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. This is real hip hop. And then for all my dudes that was in the 80s and all that, because Heavy D had a song too. Remember, our everyday radio was Video Music Box. We would leave the block just to watch Video Music Box. The two all the time to compare notes on the street corners. Then they made Road to Riches. They need to give Coogee Rap a check for this, man. Coogee Rap made Road to Riches. We looked at that video, right? And they gave us, like I told you, every song had a meaning to something. They made Road to Riches, and we was like this, yo. The video had us, when the video went off, yo, we gotta get snorkels. We need those 40 belows. We need the New York Skelly hats. I want to be like John Gotti and ride a Maserati. That song was like the inspiration. That was a song that inspired. You know what I'm saying? G-Rap. And the rest is history. Marty Marl produced tons of hits. Tons of hits, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mikey D. Mikey Destruction from Queens. You know what I'm saying? The original LA Posse before the LA Posse. Well, the New York LA Posse. The original LA Posse. Shout out to Mikey D. Mikey Destruction. He used to rap with LL Cool J. A guy off of Lawrence in Queens. You know what I'm saying? It was a deep time, man. Now we're talking about the era when the mixtape DJs becoming big. Kick It Free is popping right now. This is before him and Doo-Wop was going at it. Come on, Kick It Free was popping. Triple C, the Bronx was popping. G-Bo the Pro, Double R was popping. So now we're really getting hip hop every day because we're buying these mixtapes. That's actually these guys. A lot of these DJs, there wasn't no. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these DJs, they wasn't gonna do a lot of these DJs wasn't on some type of record label list. So a lot of these DJs was physically buying these records. They was physically going to spots like Beach Street Records, Strawberry Records. They was physically going to 42nd Street. Some dudes was taking a chance going to the Albee Square Mall, that record spot that was over there, to buy records. Because everybody wasn't on the record label DJ list. So you really spent $10 for a Mama Said Knock You Out album. You know what I'm saying? Or before the labels really was pushing you on you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. That how y'all say Jay-Z, Nas, and Biggie, our generation was? Kane, G-Rap, and some of us KRS-One. Those were the records that we was buying. And they came with the fashions, bro. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the Benetton fashion. We talking about dudes in Brooklyn wearing Benetton and low. I mean, you can tell that the boroughs was different. Dudes' fashion was different. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what came from all this, from the Juice Crew All-Star era. I'm going to tell you what came from the Juice Crew All-Star era. The Native Tongues. After the Jungle Brothers, you had, Queen Latifah and them. She's part of Native Tongues, right? Moni Love, remember Ladies First? Ladies First. That's the first time I heard Queen Latifah. Her Moni Love. That song popped. The first time I seen the video music box. But by this time we got Yo MTV Raps. Native Tongue Family. Tribe Called Quest. That came off of that whole BDP wars. Chi Lee. Chi Lee at that time was the youngest in charge, bro. Yeah, he come from that era. Know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you what came out of all this. So it wasn't all bad. See how you go to war and nobody dies, but everybody, it all worked because everybody got a buzz? Black Sheep, they have a hit. Your Choice Is Yours is a commercial hit. They had a great album, Native Tongue Family. All of this come from Red Alert and Chris Lady, the guy who was just carrying his records. You know what I'm saying? Jungle Brothers would set it off. But then everything came after. Shout out to Diamond D and all of them, man. Digging in the Crates crew. I got a Fat Joe story. Yo, comparing notes again. We didn't, where I'm from, a lot of dudes didn't know who Fat Joe was. We watched a video with Lord Finesse and this at the castle. This is for the ladies. Fat Joe's dancing, jumping around. He wasn't the only Puerto Rican in the video, but it seemed to be he was the only Puerto Rican in the video. When the video goes off, we go outside and we're comparing notes. This is what the conversation was. The song was dope, Lord Finesse. Shout out to Lord Finesse. The video was dope. Everybody talked about the fat guy with the boy head in the video, Fat Joe. Yo, the fat guy, yo, man, he the plug. Yo, he from Forest. Dudes had to drop on him already. Yo, he nice. Fat Joe. Who's Fat Joe? Yo, the Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx Forest Project. Getting $1 million. Boom, boom, boom. Fat Joey crack. Joey crack. So now everybody paying attention to somebody that in my hood, we never even heard him rap before. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe had a buzz before anybody really got to hear him spit out of his bubble, bro. That's hip hop for you, bro. That's hip hop. That's what you call hip hop. Fat Joe had a buzz before a lot of dudes even heard him spit around. And then what Red Alert would do was he would play like these promo tracks, like Chi Lee be rapping, on the Beat Nuts, he has something. Yo, I never knew the Beat Nuts was producers until they made an album. Then I realized that the Beat Nuts was also producers. I thought the Beat Nuts was just a bunch of rappers. This is what come from that whole hip hop generation. The first time we really heard Big Pun blow was with the Beat Nuts. Off the Hook This Year, that was a big song. That song worked. Rest in peace, Big Pun. One of his big records before he actually blew, Big Pun. I thought the Beat Nuts was just a bunch of producers, to be honest with you. I thought they was producers. I didn't think that they was rappers. Then they made an album and it blew my mind. Their first album, like, how do you rap? Juju wanna rap? Know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Then we began to hear the promos from Fat Joe. So this is what came out of KRS-One going at it with MC Shan. This is what came out of that. Phew. Now hip-hop now is progressing. They're playing more hip-hop songs on the radio. Queen's side, Juice Crew side, MC Shan found MC Snow. The rest is history. Big Daddy Kane makes another album, Smooth Operator, classic hit. G-Rap is riding off of that great album he had, the No Poison, that they wanted to remix it for Belle Biv DeVoe. That's a classic, legendary hit. Quay G made an album. He had one of his great songs was Dropping Signs. Whoa, shit. Bismarck, he progressed. He started getting millions. You know what I'm saying? Good deals. He had that song, You Got What I Need. How many times was that sample? How many times was his voice sample for that one song? Now, DJ Bismarck is one of the biggest DJs, entertaining DJs out there when it comes to this hip hop scene. He's just not doing hip hop clubs. He's doing bar mitzvahs and all that too. Bismarck is getting to that bread, to that biddy-dag, the rapper. Bismarck is a going on. So this is what all came. These were the spin-offs of that. The spin-offs of Marley Marl doing the remix for free. Exactly. Did a free remix for LL Cool J. Juiced Up Jingling Baby. They did a video, the rest is history. Yo, your aunt was popping. They did the remix took off. The remix took off, you know what I'm saying? When the remix took off, it was a rap. When the remix took off of Jingling Baby, it was rap. Then he made Jingling Baby, Cars Ride By, and the Booming System. That took off. Woof. Then, Mama Said Knock You Out was there already. Mama Said Knock You Out. I'm gonna knock you out. Gangsta Brigade. Then he made the other song, To the Break of Dawn. He killed Ice-T. People started looking at Darlene different. After LL Cool J said what he said up in the break of dawn. You know what I'm saying? He killed the game when he made that song. So I'm trying to tell you what came from that Juice Crew also. So if it wasn't for Mr. Magic disrespecting Scott LaRock and KRS from that Power Play Studios, then what I just told you helped hip hop grow. Now hip hop is a worldwide genre. The golden era of hip hop is what helped hip hop get where it's at. The golden era of hip hop, where it was really popping at, I'm gonna say New York. New York set the stage for anything that's going on. We had the Shy D's that was in Florida. We respect this. Shout out to MC Shy D. We know we had the Devin the Dude out there in Houston. We know that. We know that. We know we had Del the Funky Homo Sapien that was in Oakland. We know about that. We know we had the Two Shorts. But everything was coming out of New York. Shout out to the chat. I got to get a cup of coffee. Shout out to the chat. If this knocks off, I'm gonna definitely do another live because we need some of this. We was trendsetters, B. This is where a lot of labels started following what New York do. One of the first hip hop and R&B stations ever was Hot 97. For those that know about Hot 97, before it was Hot 97, it was a club music, freestyle, some disco. That was the station. One of the first DJs, the first DJ I ever heard of a Hot 97 was Frontmaster Flex, Bugsy and all of it. Flex was like the only DJ that was up there. Frontmaster Flex used to carry crates for Chuck Chillout, Kiss FM, bro. Bridge Wars. Back in the days, Chuck Chillout had a rapper called Cool Chip. He used to play these records. I think they're from Uptown by Eatwater and all that. Cool Chip and all of them. We used to play their music all the time. Cool Chip. Shout out to Cool Chip wherever you at. I remember those days, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is what came. Even though Run DMC was doing their thing, but then Run DMC was being pushed on a whole nother level. This is when Rush Management, like Rush Management is what Rock Nation is now. That's what Russell Simmons was managing everybody, from Kane to Chris to everybody. Rush Management. Why, mind you, while he ran Def Jam Records. Run DMC was not signed to Def Jam. They were signed to Profile. Profile was an independent major. The first time I heard of Onyx, before they had Sticky Fingers, it was a rap group called the 6ix9ine Boys. That was the name of their rap group, the 6ix9ine Boys. Their song didn't take off until they went and picked up Sticky Fingers and they officially became Onyx, and the rest is history. Slam, that's a classic. Throw your guns in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Yeah. They was Debbie, shout out, I said my unconditionals. Yo, Queen, what's poppin'? Bad Vibes? Bad Vibes, you know I got you. Right now, I know I got you on the check-in. I got you on that time. This is when the bows was different. People dressed different. Dudes uptown wasn't wearing Benettons like that. We wasn't wearing Banana Republic. That was a Brooklyn thing. The fashionable, listen, we all was getting money. Dudes was getting money. Some dudes dressed a little more different. The Brooklyn Caps was more casual. They had more style. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And no, Queens ran with that too. We talk, Queens and Brooklyn right there. So a lot of Queens Cats. Listen, the only people in Queens that we consider like Harlem niggas was Queensbridge. Sorry for saying the word nigga. It was dudes out the bridge. Because they had the chemical blowouts, champion sweatshirts, hard blues, and constructs. Exactly, man. Those are the only dudes that we looked at like Harlem Cats. Was dudes out of Queensbridge, and Astoria and Woodside and all that. Ravenswood, you know what I'm saying? Left Rack City. Those are the only dudes that we looked at like, yo, they like Harlem Cats. You know what I'm saying? Because when you went further into Queens, it was different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 41st side. That's right. We in the era party, people. Shout out to the 40 buses and the shorty buses. You know what I'm saying? I was going to Bushwick. The Puerto Ricans was a little more different. Shout out to Hector Marquez, little Lito and all of them. It was different type of time, different type of temperature. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you what came from all this. But this was spun off, so we have to say shout out to the golden era of hip-hop. These two rap groups helped take hip-hop to another level. Marley Marl, Fly Ty, because Fly Ty actually ran the label for Coachella Records. Yeah. That's around the time when they got the little security stuff up there. You know what I'm saying? That was the era when that happened. Around that era when they put the metal detectors, you know what I'm saying? Golden era hip hop. A lot of this came from that. A lot of people don't even know. And I'm gonna give you another hip hop fact. There's a rest in peace DJ Larry Ladd. He does not get enough respect in the hip hop game. This is what I mean about the coaches not mixing up. Run DMC saved hip hop when hip hop was stuck in the dungeon. Right? Run DMC. Nigga, how do you talk about that? This is before Walk This Way. This is before King of Rock. This is before It's Like That. This is before Here We Go. This is for Peter Pot Pit Pecker or One of My Rhymes. That's before all that. There was a song that he played in the clubs. This is the 80s. Called Orange Crush. It was a breakbeat. DJ Larry Ladd produced, one of the producers on the song. DJ Larry Ladd is one of the early producers at Def Jam Records. See, that's what I'm saying. When y'all speak about Def Jam, y'all speak about Rick Rubin, this DJ Larry Ladd. He was there too. Great producer. May that man rest in peace. He produced a lot of tracks. His name's on a lot of records. If you read people's album records, like Run DMC credits, these guys is writers on even some of LL albums. You see this guy's name on their credits. I don't know what they did on it, but They names they got points for some of these albums. But no, back then people didn't know how to sign hip hop contracts. So there's a lot of a lot of dudes got jerked. You know what I'm saying? So there's a song that was already big, Orange Crush. So now Russell has a great idea. Yo, let's let Run DMC rap over the beat. So now they make the song Sucker MCs. They play it on the radio, Sucker MCs. Now when people first heard, shout out to DJ Bobcat. When people first heard Sucker MCs, they didn't even hear the people rapping. They just heard the beat. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Houdini. Shout out to Houdini too. Shout out to Houdini, man. Shout out to Houdini, man. The greatest part about this song, right? When you find into the lyrics, it went over, Sucker MCs. Now, as people don't give this man his accolades because, you know, for some reason Run became the face of Run DMC. DMC killed that voice, killed his verse. Killed his verse. DMC, the dog, remember the dog? His verse is classic. How many dudes stepped their game up because of that? I'm DMC. If you notice, for all you OGs that's on here with me right now, that's what I'm talking to. You ain't gotta write nothing in the comments. I might be off a little bit, but we're gonna try to say that classical verse that saved hip hop. When I mean saved hip hop, the record labels began to take hip hop serious again. That hip hop can progress from what it was going through because hip hop was stuck in '82. It wasn't going nowhere. Came out of Queens, Hollis, Queens. Shout out to Hollis, Queens, Farmers Boulevard, Francis Lewis, Henderson, Springfield, Cambria Heights. Your man killed him right now. Remember that? Remember that? I'm DMC, in the place to be. I went to St. John's University, and since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. Not the first grade, I went straight to college. I'm light skinned. I live in Queens. I love eating chicken and collard greens. Yo, that verse is crazy. Again, the impact that hip hop has on people. After that, we started paying attention to St. John's. Now back then, St. John's had like a squad, 81, 82, you know, the Joey Berries, the Mark Jacksons, the Chris Mullins. I dress to kill. I never stop. Psh, I love eating chicken and collard greens. Classical verse. That's hip hop. When you mention Sucker MCs, dudes said DMC killed that verse. He made me watch St. John's now. Thought he had a squad. That was that squad. That was that squad. That was that squad. That was the squad. When you watch DMC, yep, since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. What? We talking about, that's when Fat Kenton was running around Queens. What was the temperature in Queens back then? Salute to the Juice Crew All-Stars. Salute to the BDP. We don't want the ever. Hit that like, let's get some people in here, man. That's that shit, that's the stuff right there. We talking about it, you know what I'm saying? After 12th grade, I went straight to college. Dudes need to hear that because in that point in time, in that era, I said first grade, but 12th grade. I'm happy that you corrected that. Because at that point in time, in 1982, the average African American did not believe he could go to college, bro. When he said that, he inspired people that didn't know that you could go to college, you know what I'm saying? I'm light skinned, I live in Queens. Son, that was a hit. They made a book called about Run DMC and the Hollis Ave crew and all that. I remember when he wrote a book. That song took off. Woof. Then they made, you already know what made, they made It's Like That. And that's the way it is. Then that's when everybody went to dress like Run DMC with the fur, with the hat, with the hat, and you know what I'm saying, with the Adidas, with no socks. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Dudes began to believe they could go to college. Listen, that's what made me watch St. John's University. What's St. John's? And I was thinking because they would show St. John's. That's when Lou, he's an Italian coach. The last name is hard for me to say, but that's when he was a coach. They had the great Joey Berry. They had the great, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So that verse gave another generation of inspiration. I could go to college in St. John's. St. John's was D1, and they had a good squad. Joey Berry, Chris Mullins, Mark Jackson, just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. Just to name a few. Georgetown had a squad. That's when Georgetown had Patrick Ewing and the rest of them. Yeah, that's when Providence was popping. That's when Joe Patino was coaching Providence University. Yeah. The era. They had us talking about college. I'm going to be honest with you. Talking about hip-hop again, PE. When Public Enemy, because somebody said earlier about Fight the Power, the impact that Fight the Power had, bad enough, when they did Fight the Power, they did that somewhere in Bed-Stuy or Crown Heights, but they had all of Brooklyn now. That was live footage. That was the people out doing what Brooklyn people do. That was live. That wasn't a setup. That wasn't an act. When you seen the video Fight the Power, that was live. They brought the people out. Shout out to the whole style. Do the Right Thing. That was a major sound song on that soundtrack. Do the Right Thing. Well, that was Bed-Stuy, no doubt. Everybody came out, right? Again, no African American never said on any national platform, probably other than Farrakhan. Yeah, that's his name. Yep, exactly. Fuck Elvis and John Wayne. That's how intimidated, media-wise, that's Tawana Brawley of it. It's just a fact. That's how bad the media-wise, people were scared to say things about, the powers that be, idols, like Elvis Presley, John Wayne, James Cagney. When he made that verse, fuck Elvis and John Wayne. That's all we knew. What? Fuck Elvis and John Wayne. Fight the power. Fight the powers in. That was crazy. He said, yo, what? Fuck Elvis and John Wayne. That's all we had to hear. I'm black and I'm proud to the end. Most of our brothers don't paying no stamps. We was like this. Don't Worry, Be Happy was our #1 jam. I remember that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. I remember that video, because if I'm right, Chevy Chase was in the Chevy Chase was in the video. You know what I'm saying? You had to have cable for that back then. WHT, all that other stuff. Shout out to the chat, everybody in it. You know what I'm saying? Classic New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm just answering questions and things that people were saying in the chat because hip hop affected everybody differently. I'm just saying that, when hip hop really meant something to us, when something stood out. When Chuck D said fuck Elvis and John Wayne. Oh, that's what he had in the video. I thought it was Chevy Chase. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That shit was deep. That, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because Chevy Chase was in somebody else's video. I forgot the guy who was in the video. The video took off. Poof. He was just in the video. No, Chevy Chase was with that Paul Simon. I think Paul Simon made a song. Not Paul Simon, that Neil Simon. Whatever his name is, Neil Simon. I think Chevy Chase was in the song. He was in the video. That's the video he was in. You know what I'm saying? See? You see? It's all about conversing and conversating. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I'm 46. You gotta work on my memory, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm here to give you the information about back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But remember that. Don't worry. That's when MTV was rocking. That's when MTV was rocking. We had Video Music Box, but MTV was kicking it out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just because I'm African American didn't mean I didn't listen to certain, like, I was into Guns N' Roses. That was my guy. You know what I'm saying? G&R was my. I used to like that group, Guns N' Roses. That had a couple good songs I like. Yeah. Well, shout, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Guns N' Roses. That was one of my favorite groups. You know what I'm saying? I used to like that group, Guns N' Roses, BC Boys. That was my joint, Paul Revere. That was my joint. You know what I'm saying? The first time I heard Will Smith ever was on a mixtape. Not a mixtape, but a tape that they recorded on the radio. And it was that, what was it, Girls Don't Understand, something like that. It wasn't Parents Don't Understand. It was one of their first tracks. It was dope. It was dope. It had that. It had this beat. Dun, 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 dun. And it was like Will Smith rocked it. And then from there, the rest is history. Shout out to everybody in the Hilltop, everybody from Philly. You know what I'm saying? That's when, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cosmic Kev, man. He definitely played a major part to hip-hop culture that I know about in Philly. You know what I'm saying? This is before Beans and all of them was out. These guys were set in the forefront for hip-hop in that market. You know what I'm saying? Word. DJ Jazzy Jeff, and there's a host of other DJs out there. You know what I'm saying? Word. We in the building, man. We in hip-hop. You see what we in? Exactly, bro. Talking about back then. MTV was super number one. You know, we have Madonna. This is before Madonna was voguing. Yep. Yeah. I think it was Girls Don't Understand. It was something like Girls Don't Understand. Dun, 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 dun. That's one of Will Smith's first commercial successes. When I mean commercial, when they hit other than his block in Philadelphia, when they was playing that in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. My joint was I used to like the G&R group. You know what I'm saying? Guns N' Roses. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't all hip hop because I had MTV. Feed the Wolves, Crooklyn Mo, Quick Crooklyn was popping. Word. We talking about the era. You know what I'm saying? And with the impact the music had on us. So we went to the Juice Crew All Stars. If you want to go back into the show, you can check it out. We went from the Juice Crew and where we at now. You know what I'm saying? See, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Word. Because what happens is, because people don't go into the history of hip-hop and have these conversations, these dudes don't know, that's in hip-hop, don't know where it came from. They don't know that a lot of people paid to this. PSK. Hell yeah. Parkside Killer, Schoolie D, you know what I'm saying? Schoolie D was like one of the first hardcore hip-hop rappers, bro. Word. That beat was crazy. Shout out to Philadelphia, man. You know what I'm saying? I was a Will Smith fan. I was a Steady B fan. I